Coming up, my not top sets for Lego investing and reselling. Let's see what sets are recommended for us to avoid. Welcome to KDX Bricks Analytics, where I watch all the Lego investing and reselling videos so that you don't have to. So let's jump right into it. Hey everyone, I am in from playing some racquetball and ping pong. Both of those are awesome. I still have my contacts in from playing sports, so no glasses for this video, but I said, hey, it's time to do our next not top sets video, and I love doing these videos. It's fun to pick on a few sets here and there and debate a couple of them, and I don't mind picking on some Lego sets because most of what they produce is fantastic. They can't be batting 1,000. Every now and then there's a set that doesn't work out, and we get to criticize it a little bit. I didn't do one of these not top sets videos and my last 2-week update, so this one covers all the new avoid for investing and reselling mentions from May 16th to June 15th. I'm going to go through the 39 sets that are on this table, and then at the end I'm going to give you the 3 that I agree with most, so my 3 worst, but I'm also going to give you the 3 that I don't agree with and 3 that I think, hey, maybe they're worth a look for investing and reselling. Kicking it off is 10255, the assembly square. It got its first 2 mentions to avoid for investing and reselling. And this set is amazing, but the main reason is because it's been on the shelves for 7 years. But the detail on this set is fantastic. It probably will not do that well in retirement because everybody has had more than enough opportunity to get it. It's the 10-year anniversary of Modulars, and there's a number of details that refer back to some of the previous Modulars. Next up is the Coliseum, another really well done set. It's a piece of art, it's a museum piece, but it's $550 and it has a very narrow market. A lot of people really don't think it's going to do well in retirement. 3 mentions against investing and reselling. Now on to an Icons vehicle, 10290, the pickup truck. I think the main reason this one is getting mentions to avoid is because it is a non-licensed Icons vehicle when most of the others are licensed, and that makes it kind of boring. It does look pretty good, and the side builds for all the different seasons are good. The other issue with it, if you watch reviews, is that Lego really struggles at producing red pieces that are consistent in color, and even looking at this picture here, you can see some variation in the red pieces, and that is a turnoff for some people. The last on the shelves and probably the final stadium set that Lego will do, these have just not done well. They are a very narrow market, but this is the Real Madrid stadium. They look really good, but not many people are buying them. Yeah, look at this picture right here. Really nice detail. It really looks like the real thing. But again, very, very narrow market. Lego Ideas Table Football, set 21337. This set's a disappointment to all of us, and I really feel bad for the fan designer on this set. The original design was really cool. It had more playability. It had more knobs and players to kick the ball around with. But when Lego tried to produce it, they just couldn't figure it out in terms of the constructability and the durability and all of their requirements to put a set on the shelf. So this one just turned out to be a fail, and I don't know what Lego or anybody could have done about it. But as you can see here, the playability is very limited. And yes, they tried to add a bunch of minifigures to sweeten the pot, but that hasn't really helped. 2 more mentions, up to 7 total to avoid for investing and reselling. I think that's an automatic agree for all of us. Brickheads, Harry, Hermione, Ron, and Hagrid. It's Brickheads, it's Harry Potter, so it should do okay. But this one is just a disappointment. It's really bland looking. We've already got Hagrid and Harry in the past. Here's Hagrid's set from 2020. It had a really short shelf life. Here's the Harry Brickheads from 2018, also a short shelf life. And this one looks really good. And comparing Harry to the new one, it's boring. Harry, Hermione, Ron they made them smaller so that Hagrid would look bigger. And then the other reason is that this set is scheduled to retire at the end of this year, but it will have over a 2-year shelf life, which is long for Brickheads. And one reminder on this table, if it has an R in parentheses in front of the set name and number, then that means that according to Brick Fanatics, it is on the retirement list for the end of this year. 42127, the Batman Technic Batmobile. And the biggest issue with this set is it just doesn't look like the Batmobile. It just looks like a regular Technic car, which is cool for that, but it really doesn't look like the Batmobile. Here's another picture of it. Also doesn't really look like a Batmobile. The Batmobile should look like this, which is a new set that's coming out, or it should look like this, which is a cool set, or the best one, the classic Batmobile, or it should look like this. Now I get that all 3 of those are different versions of the Batmobile, but that Technic set doesn't look like anything that is recognizable customizable to me, and I agree. Avoid it. And also, I think this really is a dagger. I mean, it's great that we have this, but if you go to Rebrickable, you can build this Batmobile that looks so much better. Again, I understand it's a different version, but it looks so much better. I forget how much it costs to actually buy this one. 12 euros, so not bad at all to buy the directions if you have the set and build a much better Batmobile, in my opinion. Star Wars 75288, the AT-AT, or at. One more mention, up to 7 against investing and reselling. I generally agree. Same old, same old. Lego has made a bunch of these. This is probably one of the better ones, but they've made a bunch of these. It's a long shelf life at over 3 years. The minifigures aren't that special. It's just another run of the mill. We love them. If people want them, they've already got them and they'll get the new one. Not something I'm looking at for investing and reselling. The details are generally nice. And oh, by the way, it's another gray Star Wars vehicle or ship. Let me do a quick scroll on the table here. Next up is Brickhead's Mandalorian and Child, and the big issue with this is when is it going to die off the shelves? Apparently at the end of this year. Very long shelf life. It's been heavily discounted. Everybody has it. And then this brick built, kind of medium size, the Child set, 75318. Characters in this size just have not done well overall. And this one just looks like a blah. So 5 mentions against investing and reselling. I agree. Oh, and I meant to say the Mandalorian Child Brickheads, 8 mentions. I think that's the winner right now. Now on to a couple of Avatar sets. First one, 75577. I didn't watch the movie, so I really don't know. These sets look decent. I forget what the price is on them. So this one is $60 for 553 pieces and 4 minifigures. The foliage details look amazing to me. The box art is out of this world. Let's look at the second one, 75578. Again, the foliage and the detail looks pretty good. My main issue is that I do not like the minifigures. I know that they need to have longer legs on them, but that doesn't look great to me. And I don't like the noses on them and the printing on the faces. Yes, it is Avatar. I've seen enough or know enough about Avatar that yes, I get that, but still, I don't really like it. And it just seems like there is not a lot of buzz around this Avatar, I think it's Avatar 2 movie, and these Avatar sets. Harry Potter Hogwarts Magical Trunk 76399, its first mention. It is retiring at the end of this year, so less than a 2-year shelf life, and it looks okay. I just don't really know what you do with it, and I don't know how it fits into some of the other Harry Potter sets. And also the trunk really doesn't look great closed, and it doesn't really look great opened. I find it to be a little bit boring and not interesting. Hogwarts Courtyard Sirius's Rescue, up to its second mention against investing and reselling. This is just a junk set that got through together. It's expensive at $50 and not a lot of detail and just kind of run of the mill. Minecraft The Red Barn, $100 for 800 pieces. Very, very expensive. Got its first mention. The details are okay. 2 of the minifigures are exclusive. I don't really find them to be that special. Therefore, I agree. Not a set I am interested in. All right, now the rest of these sets are not expected to retire at the end of this year. First up is the next modular building, the Boutique Hotel 10297. I think the main reason that somebody mentioned this one is because of modular fatigue. I think we're all worried that at some point, because of how well the modular's done in the past, and gradually the next one and the next one, the next one just do a little bit less well in terms of return on investment, that people are saying, hey, the magic will run out or everybody's going to totally figure it out and then they will be over hoarded. With that said, this is one of my favorite ones. I think the detail is great. I know people don't really like that tree. I like it. I like modular buildings that have trees. Same thing with the bookshop. I know people don't like this tree. I like it. I like modular buildings that have trees. Atari 2600, I think just a narrow market. It looks good, really well done. I like these little side builds that represent the action of the different games. And so I'm not completely sold, but I think these would be a pretty long hold time if they do okay. 10308, Holiday Main Street. People are down on this one for 2 reasons. One, because it's 4 or 5 main builds as opposed to just one larger holiday build, and also everybody has figured out that the Christmas themed sets do well, and so that opportunity has completely dried up. But I think this one actually is decent. I don't think for investing in reselling, but I like that it has a few different elements so you can make a Main Street downtown scene, and the details overall are pretty good. The next classic video game in this list, 10323, the Pac-Man Arcade. Same comment, narrow market, looks super cool. A lot of money at $270, I think. The cabinet and the functionality and how you can kind of play it is really cool. The Mosaic Portrait, got its first mention against investing. And our last gaming console set, 71374, again, also a narrow market. Of the three, I think this one has the least narrow market, but they're all expensive. I think the builds are okay. They don't really interest me that much. When you're done, you put it on the shelf, you look at it, kind of a cool conversation piece, but at the same time, I think Lego can do so much more. I mean, just look at like the Ninjago City sets and how much is going on with that. All right, the huge $850 Millennium Falcon. Such a cool set. It will be out over 7 years. What a great view. All the greeveling, the detail, amazing. I'm not investing in it. Way too expensive. But with that said, every Lego fan should have one of these in their collection. I would guess every Lego and Star Wars fan should have one of these in their collection. R2-D2, blah. The meme UCS set, Luke Skywalker's land speeder. Gotta mention, $240, so very expensive at just 1,900 pieces, but it looks cool. And actually, I think since it's kind of a joke, do okay in retirement, but a long hold time. Now, further down on the table, 75359, Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack. The 332nd, just about to come out. How could this set be on the list? It's a Clone Trooper Battle Pack for 20 bucks. These Clone Troopers are awesome, just like all the others. I don't agree with that. I think it will do well in retirement. Yoda's Jedi Starfighter. It's basically a copy of the one from, I think, 5 years ago. That one isn't doing that well in retirement. And I agree, not a set that I'm interested in, even though it looks cool. 75365, the Yavin 4 Rebel Base. All right, let's talk about this one for a second. $170 for 1,066 pieces. That's the first problem. Second problem is it's very open. It looks disjointed. It looks incomplete. The third problem is the tree is total junk. I mean, look at the back of it. Totally open, very gappy, very incomplete, total junk. The best thing in this is the smaller scale Y-Wing, and some of the minifigures I think are exclusive and are halfway decent. But let's take a quick comparison to what it actually looked like. That's cool. If Lego made something like that, super cool. But they didn't. I think they were trying to recreate something like this one, which is Darth Vader's castle. Super cool. The minifigures are great, and the color with the black and the red, transparent orange, lava. So I can see why this set is doing pretty well in retirement. Brick set says 173, so I think it's around 200. The Spider-Man brick-built figure. Until Lego produces some of these brick-built action figures that are popular, I'm avoiding them. The Batmobile Tumbler, $270, very expensive, but I think this one is cool. Maybe a long hold time. I like the large double wheels in the back. A couple of superheroes mechs. This is the Hulk mech armor, and we're just in mech fatigue. I'm avoiding these. Second mention, this one got the third mention. Not interesting at all. And this one got its first mention, the Ghost Rider mech and bike, and this one might do okay. The bike is really cool, kind of that cool chopper looking, the high handlebars, the long, I think, struts for the front wheel. Sorry if I got the name of that incorrect, but what is cool about this one is that the mech actually comes off and is its own playable. It stands up on its own, so it's its own element, and Lego made a mech that goes on a motorcycle. Kind of cool there. The new Batcave Shadow Box, $400, almost 400 pieces. The hesitancy on this set is that it is huge and probably a narrow market at that size and a bunch of black pieces, but look at all that detail, and the concept is super cool, I think, with the Shadow Box. Even though once you close it up, you can't see all the detail and it gets kind of dark. Here's another brick-built action figure of them all. This is the first one that's really interested me in a while. 76414, Expecto Patronum. This is a cool set. I think in the long run, it'll actually do okay. But the main reason people are not jumping up and down is because it's a disappointment. When Lego said they were producing this, we wanted more transparent pieces. We wanted more iridescent pieces, and there just aren't enough of them on the set. That's a huge disappointment and a lot of corner cutting by Lego, in my opinion. Here's the alternate build. A lot of people said they like this one better. The new larger scale Dobby the House Elf. Super cool concept, but people are freaking out because the face, the nose, the mouth, the eyes just don't quite do it for us. But I think this one will actually do okay in the long run. Similar scale to this set right here, which is kind of the first. Another Harry Potter 76422, the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. This set stinks. It's 90 bucks, only $10 less than this one. Came in the Diagon Alley $400 set that had 4 basically half modular buildings. When you look at this, compared to the other one, it is a total downgrade, and this one looks incomplete. It has basically 2 walls, underwhelming side build, and no roof. I can see why a lot of people are disappointed and avoiding this one. Last 2 on the list are a couple of Jurassic World sets. This one, 76946. They look cool, but at this point, I think people are really only investing in the larger dinosaur sets. The smaller dinosaurs, even if the prints are a little different, they're pretty plentiful out there. And same thing with this set, 76951. We'll wrap up with my bottom 3 and then my top 3. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else. For the bottom 3, there were so many great choices on this list. Very hard to narrow it down to 3. I'm sure y'all watching have quite the variety on your bottom 3, but here they are, no particular order. First one up is the Sirius's Rescue set. This set is junk, no detail. It's a scene that really wasn't that prominent anyways. Lego threw together some similar modular Harry Potter building type components, threw some minifigures in there that also aren't that special, and said, hey, we'll sell you this set at 50 bucks. For 345 pieces. Next up is the table football set. Lego is between a rock and a hard place. It really didn't work out. Nobody is buying this set, and it has been heavily discounted. My last one that I really agree with avoiding for investment is this, The Child 75318. Just a clump of pieces and looks kind of funky. Historically, sets similar to this have not done well. All right, now for my top 3 that I think could be a decent investment. Number 3 is this Pac-Man arcade set. Yes, it's got a narrow market, but this one over the NES system and over the Atari, to me, looks a lot more pleasing. And it's the whole playable game console, right? The other 2, you plug it in the TV to play. This one, you actually play it. So it has all the gaming interface right there in the same set. If you look at these Pac-Man figures and how you can spin them around to make the ghosties, those look super cool. The little Pac-Man prints are awesome. And then the cabinet area with all of the engineering that went into it in order to be able to do the mechanism is also really cool. I think this one has a chance. I don't know what the shelf life is going to be. Obviously, that's going to be a big deciding factor. My number 2 set is the UCS Land Speeder. It looks really good compared to the source material. And yes, kind of a joke, but it's the first UCS Land Speeder. It's expensive. Find a way to get it on sale sometime. Way down the road, I think it does pretty well, especially because of the humor behind it, of how the set came about. And then my first place set, and this is obvious, Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack with another Swamp Speeder, which I forgot to mention earlier when we were looking at this set. These Clone Trooper Battle Packs are awesome. I hope you guys had fun watching this one. I love doing these, going through and talking about the good and the bad when it comes to these sets. That's a wrap on this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.